go f*** yourself. But go f*** yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob, if you're in the audience.
Well, let me ask you then.
That's how I feel.
What's up, everyone? It is Ghost in the Craig. How you guys doing this morning? I wanted to go ahead and discuss Gina Carano today. It's been a very good week for us Star Wars fans who are not really appreciative of how Disney and Lucasfilm have kind of like tanked the franchise these past couple of years. Nothing but just flops and disappointments, right? But one of the biggest disappointments back from 2021 was Gina Carano, the firing of Gina Carano and that whole scandal that she was dealing with. And that was one of the turning points in realizing just how detrimental, Lucasfilm and Disney and, these woke mobs or whatever, whoever these people are that are just criticizing people for not having their own point of view and they're following their ideologies. And Gina Carano being fired it was horrible. I mean, her reputation got dragged through the mud. If none of you remember, I mean, she had posted some tweets, some memes, comparing, the American people to Jews back in, World War II dealing with the Nazis, right? And it's crazy because simultaneously there were other stars on her show, because she was part of The Mandalorian, that were saying similar things, but they were comparing the American people to Nazis during World War II. So I don't know about you, but I would rather be considered a Jew than a Nazi, right? Because I mean, I was speaking my mind, but I was also being given a lot of shit for my thought process and the way I thought about, chose to put my stance on things. And the fact that she was as outspoken as she was, it's really sad that she went through the shit that she went through. But she is now suing Disney and Lucasfilm. I mean, it is crazy. Disney is a giant fucking company at this point. So many people are behind them and they do so much. They have all these sub companies, whatever. The fact that she is suing them and Lucasfilm, it is very telling. And Elon Musk is backing her with some of his lawyers on X, formerly Twitter. So, I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, I'm very intrigued to see how all of this plays out. I mean, I honestly do believe that she will probably just get a settlement. She'll probably just get a very fat check. She'll probably get a couple $1 million and she'll be able to just be, she'll be fine. I don't think that she's going to go back to The Mandalorian. I don't think they're going to obviously maybe they'll put her in things, but things are going to really change if this either goes to court or if she gets a bunch of money, I guess it's fine. Hopefully her reputation is reestablished and just she's brought back to just what she was. Hopefully she feels better as to who she was in her acting career. But if this does go to court, it's going to be fucking crazy, okay? Again, there's some shit that's going to probably come out that Disney and them don't want to come out, and it's like, this is just the beginning, this is literally the beginning. But I wanted to share the statement that she put on X because that's pretty much what everyone's, going through right now and sharing and discussing, and it's like, it doesn't really matter what happened, what did or didn't happen. The point is that this statement that she put out is honestly and truthfully, like, it's what happened. It's the real deal. It's like this, Disney's either going to take it or leave it. And it's going to, like I said, it's going to be wild. So this is on her X page, right? Gina Carano. So go ahead and follow her, on her social media and stuff and just, support her. It says, today is an important day for me. I am filing a lawsuit against Lucasfilm and Disney. And she tags them both, which is great. But it is a funny point. So after my 20 years of building a career from scratch and during the regime of former Disney CEO Bob Chapek, Lucasfilm made this statement on Twitter, terminating me from The Mandalorian. Gina Carano is not currently employed by Lucasfilm, and there are no plans for her to be in the future. Nevertheless, her social media posts denigrating people based on their cultural and religious identities are abhorrent and unacceptable. Again, there were people on the right and the left that were posting memes and shit about either side. And I will tell you, one of those sides was more violent and hateful than the other. It's very, very clear when you see that. It's very clear online to see that, right? Nothing could be further from the truth. The truth is I was being hunted down from everything I posted to every post I liked because I was not in line with the acceptable narrative of the time, which there were many. My words were consistently twisted to demonize and dehumanize me as an alt-right wing extremist. It was a bullying smear campaign aimed at silencing, destroying, and making an example out of me. That's what I'm saying. It was only right wing. I mean, all these left wing people can talk as much shit on right wing people as they want, and they could have, throw death threats at them, or like, oh, you like Trump, you deserve to die. And it's like that. I think that is a lot worse than just reposting a meme, right? And I mean, come on. The thing is, I never used aggressive language. I shared thought-provoking quotes, pictures, memes, and occasionally I used my own words. Not with aggression, but with respect and the occasional comedy to keep the mood light in dark times. Which is exactly what everyone was trying to do, whether you're on both sides, whether you thought it was funny that you were like saying you wish this man death. Oh, it's just a joke. It's not I guess it's not funny, right? So some jokes aren't funny, but it's still just a joke. So if one side's going to be, if one side's going to be ridiculed for saying the joke that the other side can say the exact same joke, that's not fair, right? It's just not. It's like Dave Chappelle, right? He's a comedian. He's made fun of so much, and then he starts talking about trans people because that's again in the limelight where we're at, and all of a sudden he's getting people running on stage trying to attack him, and he's got he's getting death threats and stuff, and it's just like, are you serious? Like you're literally proving him right. Like, it is funny, and you are ridiculous for getting that mad over it. You're a man being a woman, or you're a woman being a man. It's like, hey, you do what you want, but to some people, you're gonna look funny, and whether those people are, comfortable with expressing that, that's up to them. And to see a comedian on stage doing that, that's their prerogative. You have no right to then jump up and jump on them, right? I mean, it's just, anyway, it's ridiculous. She goes on, look with your own eyes at what I posted and ask yourself, for example, where did I compare Republicans to the Jewish people in the Holocaust? I didn't. She didn't. She said us as a people, as a nation, we are almost like the Jews, which is like people are also saying, oh, all these white people, it doesn't matter who you are, these white people as a nation are like the Nazis. It's not about sides or political leanings. It's just us as a people and as individuals even. She goes on, ask yourself why they were calling me a racist. Was there any merit behind that or history of it whatsoever? No. Look at why I was called a transphobe for making droid noises from Star Wars, which she was in. Beep Bop Boop was obviously directed to the online bullies and did not in any way denigrate transgender people, which is true. I mean, come on. That the minute people start having sex with robots, right, the more that in the future we start getting AI and all this shit, we're going to start having these electric and robotic pronouns. You can't say Beep Bop Boop won't be a pronoun in like 6 years, right? I mean, come on now. I'm just saying, it's absolutely ridiculous. And she was in Star Wars, so why would you not want to just be like, I identify as a droid? All right, I'm just a fucking droid for the machine. I'm a cog. All right, like that's all I am. And she got literally dragged through the mud for it by people who literally call themselves a Zim. And I'm sorry, but Invader Zim is not a pronoun, right? But anyway, she goes on, were my questions about masks, lockdowns, and forced vaccines okay to ask and push the subject into the light? Should we have been allowed to publicly discuss these topics at the time without being harassed or censored? Absolutely. And that's absolutely true. There are so many podcasts and YouTubers and people that got a bit of fame because they were able to talk about these things and not be censored because they had to make their own platforms, or they had to, follow specific, like to the T guidelines and walk on a wire where they could still talk what they wanted to say, but they aren't gone. Timcast is a very, very fine point on that. I don't think Timcast was around before 2020. So that's just the sign. Those are just the times we were in, So we go. Hollywood says they support female representation and equal rights. Why then were my male co-stars permitted to speak without harassment and re-education courses or termination, but I was not afforded the same right to exercise my freedom of speech? Which is, like I said, Pedro Pascal, literally a member on her co-star on The Mandalorian, compared all of us to Nazis. Again, I'd rather be a Jew than a Nazi, but for him to not get anything but to be in more movies and now be in Fantastic Four as fucking Reed Richards, it's like, nah, like he should not be Reed Richards. He shouldn't be doing anything because he should be in the same boat that she's in, But anyway, she goes on, artists do not sign away our rights as American citizens when we enter into employment. I have spoken to all my co-stars since I was fired, and there's nothing but care and kind words between us, which is sad because I feel Pedro was like, oh, I'm so sorry that you got let go, you know? It's like, fuck you, Pedro. Like, what the fuck? I respect their right to free speech, and I do not have to think the same on every issue to be their friends and work with them, and I know they feel the same towards me. Now, a couple of months ago, Elon Musk tweeted that if you had been fired from using the platform X for exercising your right to free speech, he would like to offer these people legal representation. Quite the noble offer, but never in my wildest dreams would I have thought anyone would have taken my case against Lucasfilm and Disney. Still, I responded back, I think I qualify, and thousands of people agreed. But I did not expect anything. To my surprise, a few months ago, I received an email from a lawyer who had been hired by X to look into my story and many others. Turns out, after sending them as much information as I could gather these past few months, my now lawyers and X believe wholeheartedly in my case and are moving forward. So congratulations, Gina, like, for even just saying, I think I qualify. You didn't have to respond back at all. You didn't have to respond back with, oh, me, choose me. You could have even put just like a peace sign, and someone probably would have looked at you and been like, yes, Gina, you are the one person that deserves to be brought back from where you are, because these people threw you down for no reason. Anyway, I would like to express my deepest gratitude and thank you to Elon Musk and X for giving me an opportunity to bring my case to light. As for me, I would love to pick up where I left off and continue my journey of creating and participating in storytelling, which is my utmost passion and everything I worked so hard for. It has been difficult to move forward with the lies and labels stuck on me, which I can absolutely agree. I feel for that. That's so horrible. Backed and encouraged by the most powerful entertainment company in the world, i.e. fucking Disney. Like I said, it's just amazing that I think it'll be a fat settlement, because I don't think they're going to go into court and publicly, I mean, maybe they'll publicly apologize, but they're not going to go into court and make these issues going on internally in Disney public. You know what I'm saying? I am grateful someone has come to my defense in such a powerful way and look forward to clearing my name. Thank you to all the people who have supported me and made your voices heard. I pray God blesses each and every one of you. With love, Gina Carano. So, again, it's just absolutely insane, but I am so thrilled and very eager to see just how this all plays out. Gina, you're amazing, and I hope that, you are just blessed regardless, and I hope that everything just works out. Obviously, it will, because everyone's going to learn about it now, but it's like, I am so just happy that Elon and X and just that someone is going to help someone, because a lot of people are getting shitted on, but that's just how Hollywood is treating people right now. And if you don't follow, their diversity, inclusion, regardless guidelines, I mean, Film Threat has all these emails coming in from people working in the industry that are being blacklisted because of their race, the way they think, their political side, whatever it is. And it's like, that shouldn't matter, It really shouldn't matter in the end, because all of our shows were loved and appreciated before politics and gender ideology and all these things started being flushed into them, and they started to become specifically divisive. Like, they became something to discuss. It wasn't just like, oh, did you like this show? It's like, well, I liked this aspect, or I liked this thing, or I like how they brought this slide, or I liked how they talked about this issue or whatever. And it's just like, I guess I didn't even really care about that issue personally, but like, I mean, I didn't know it mattered in the show either, but it is what it is. So again, congratulations, Gina. I hope everything works out. Rock and roll. And as for Disney and Lucasfilm, I hope they learn a lesson that they can't always treat people like shit, especially a woman. They want to be inclusive and diverse and stuff. You did this to a woman, and the wrong woman at that. And if you know anything about Gina Carano's past or history, you know that she's definitely not a woman to fuck with. But anyway, this has been Ghost in the Craig. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
You wail away and try to break some of the ribs.
I wish it would talk crap or something so I could get angry at it.
It's time for this beauty to unleash the beast.